In the early 14th century, Osman Ghazi faced the challenge of expanding his frontier principality in northwestern Anatolia. One of the most significant objectives in his campaign against the Byzantine-controlled region was the fortress town of Bilecik. Strategically located along key trade routes and surrounded by fertile lands, Bilecik represented both a military and economic prize. The fortress's capture was essential for securing Osman's nascent state and expanding Ottoman influence in the region. What distinguished this campaign, however, was not brute force, but Osman's cunning strategy, famously referred to as the Bilecik wedding plan. The fortress of Bilecik had long been considered a difficult target. Its walls were reinforced and its defenders were vigilant against traditional siege tactics. Previous attempts by smaller forces to seize the town had failed, demonstrating the limitations of frontal assaults. Osman recognized that a direct military confrontation would be costly and could provoke neighboring powers. Instead, he devised a plan that combined intelligence, timing, and the element of surprise. The core of Osman's strategy involved the use of subterfuge during a cultural event familiar to the local population, a wedding celebration. Weddings in Byzantine and Anatolian communities were grand, public affairs, often involving processions, music, and large gatherings. Osman's advisors observed that such events provided both an opportunity and a cover. By disguising soldiers among the celebrants, Osman could introduce a significant number of armed men into the town without raising suspicion. Preparation for the operation was meticulous. Osman selected highly trusted warriors, known for their discipline and ability to blend in with the crowd. They were trained to act as ordinary participants, carrying concealed weapons and moving in coordination with the festivities. Timing was critical. The soldiers needed to enter at the height of the celebration when attention was focused on the ceremony, ensuring minimal scrutiny from the fortress guards. The day of the wedding arrived. As planned, the disguised soldiers entered Bilecik as part of the procession. Music, dancing, and ceremonial activities masked their presence. Observers and guards, expecting only celebrants, paid little attention to the newcomers. The combination of local customs and the disciplined execution of Osman's plan created the perfect conditions for infiltration. Once inside, Osman's men revealed themselves at a critical moment, quickly overpowering the gate guards and seizing control of strategic positions within the town. The defenders, caught off guard, were unable to organize a coordinated response. Osman's main force, stationed nearby, then entered the fortress to secure the walls and surrounding areas. The operation was swift, minimizing casualties and preserving infrastructure. The capture of Bilecik through the wedding strategy demonstrated Osman Ghazi's combination of military skill and psychological insight. Rather than relying solely on numerical superiority or prolonged sieges, he leveraged local knowledge, cultural practices, and timing to achieve his objectives. The operation showcased a sophisticated understanding of both human behavior and tactical advantage. Following the successful takeover, Osman moved quickly to consolidate his control over Bilecik. Administrative measures were implemented to ensure stability and to integrate the town into the growing Ottoman principality. Local populations were allowed to maintain certain traditions under Ottoman oversight, while governance structures were established to collect taxes, maintain security, and organize trade. By combining military ingenuity with prudent administration, Osman ensured that Bilecik became a functional and productive part of his expanding state. The Bilecik operation had wider implications beyond its immediate military success. It sent a clear message to neighboring Byzantine authorities and rival Turkic tribes. Osman's forces were capable not only of direct combat, but also of creative and strategic thinking. The psychological impact of such victories enhanced Osman's reputation, attracting additional followers and warriors from surrounding regions. These individuals were inspired not only by the prospect of material reward, but also by the opportunity to serve a leader known for both courage and ingenuity. This campaign also highlighted the collaboration between Osman and his son Orhan. While Osman provided strategic oversight and vision, Orhan played an active role in coordinating the execution of the plan and supervising troops. The partnership between father and son reinforced continuity of command and prepared the young heir for future leadership responsibilities. Orhan's involvement ensured that the lessons learned in complex operations such as Bilecik were passed on to the next generation of Ottoman rulers. Historians consider the Bilecik wedding strategy an early example of unconventional warfare in Ottoman history. Unlike traditional siege campaigns that could drag on for months or years, Osman's approach prioritized speed, intelligence, and adaptability. It reflected a broader pattern in early Ottoman expansion, combining military prowess with innovative thinking to overcome challenges and secure strategic objectives efficiently. The operation also emphasized the importance of local knowledge in frontier warfare. Osman and his commanders understood the cultural rhythms and practices of communities in northwestern Anatolia. By using familiar events to mask military action, they were able to exploit expectations and achieve objectives that might have been impossible through conventional methods. This adaptability became a hallmark of Ottoman military strategy in the decades that followed. The successful capture of Bilecik strengthened the Ottoman Principality's territorial base. It provided a secure administrative center, improved access to surrounding lands, and ensured control over vital trade routes. Economically, it allowed the Ottomans to benefit from local production, taxation, and commerce. Politically, it reinforced Osman's authority and demonstrated the state's capacity for both planning and execution. Beyond immediate gains, the Bilecik wedding strategy had long-term symbolic significance. It embodied the combination of cunning, discipline, and justice that defined Osman Ghazi's leadership style. By achieving his objectives with minimal bloodshed and maintaining the confidence of local populations, Osman set a precedent for governance that balanced strength with fairness. These principles would continue to influence the expansion of the Ottoman state for generations. In retrospect, the operation at Bilecik was more than a single military victory. It represented the ingenuity and strategic vision that enabled a small frontier principality to grow into a durable and expanding political entity. Osman Ghazi's ability to combine intelligence, timing, and psychological insight with traditional martial skill laid the foundation for future campaigns and the enduring legacy of the early Ottoman state. The capture of Bilecik remains a celebrated example of tactical creativity in history. It demonstrates that leadership, innovation, and understanding of human behavior can be as decisive as numerical strength in warfare. For Osman Ghazi and his son Orhan, this operation not only secured a key fortress, but also reinforced the principles of strategic foresight and adaptive leadership that would guide the early Ottoman state toward lasting success. Through the Bilecik wedding strategy, Osman Ghazi showed that even modest forces, when led with intelligence and audacity, could achieve objectives that might otherwise appear impossible. The operation exemplified the combination of courage, cunning, and governance that became a defining characteristic of the early Ottoman Empire. It also marked a turning point in the consolidation of northwestern Anatolia under Osman's control, establishing a template for future expansion and state building.